All right, here we go. Brand new Flyers Daily for the 8th of May, 2024. Flyers Daily, as always, presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. Well, the NHL Draft Lottery took place last night, and ho-hum didn't change anything. Not just for the Flyers, but anyone. The draft order held for the first time since 2010. No team moved up, no team moved down. San Jose Sharks will have the top overall pick, Macklin Celebrini. Chicago Blackhawks will be picking 2. The Anaheim Ducks, Columbus Blue Jackets, Montreal Canadiens, Utah at number 6. Then the Ottawa Senators, Seattle Kraken, Calgary Flames at 9. The Devils at 10. Sabres at 11. And the Flyers drafting 12th overall. And the Pittsburgh Penguins, their card came up 14th, but that pick is also going to San Jose. So Flyers will be drafting at number 12 coming up in this year's draft. Should be able to get a good player there. Now remember, in a rebuild, it's about draft and development. Drafting players and developing, not just first-round picks, but multiple round picks. You look at a team like the Tampa Bay Lightning, for example. Yeah, they took Stamkos at the top of the draft, and Hedman and Vasilevsky high in the first round. Kucherov came in the second round. Point came in the third round. You got to be able to hit in multiple rounds. Flyers had 2 draft picks in the first round last year. Michkov and Bonk have 2 this year and 2 next year. We'll see if they end up using all of those selections to draft a player for themselves, or if they end up using one of those or multiple of those to acquire a player via trade or whatever it might be. We'll see how that plays out as we get closer to the draft and the 2024 draft, which will be at the Sphere in Vegas, which should be very, very cool. I got to get there. I want to see some kind of concert there and have that experience. I probably would pick a concert over the NHL draft, but nonetheless, it'll be cool for it to be there. Our Flyers Exit Day interview series will continue with Flyers captain Sean Couturier in just a moment. But in this episode and probably Friday's episode, I want to look back at some bold predictions that I made before the 2023-24 season. Now, I did 7 predictions. This was back, I think this was in an episode in September. I went with 7, and I hit on a really important one. I didn't do so great on the other ones, I'll be honest with you. I should not be in the bold prediction business. I made a valid case, I thought, for just about all of these, but a lot of them did not come to fruition. So let's get to 4 of them in this episode of the bold predictions and just kind of discuss them real quick. The first one that I had, and these were in no particular order, I had that Noah Cates would score 20 goals this season. I thought there was more offense there. There was actually less offense there in his year 2 in the NHL. Now, he missed some games, obviously, with the injury, and that hampered him, but let's not act like he was putting up numbers prior to the injury. He was really struggling offensively this year. I think there is more offense there. Does it need to be on the wing is the question for me. I think that he can provide more offense if he's on the wing, but how do you deploy him? Do you deploy him as a center, where the year that Sean Couturier was out, he played really well defensively? Actually got some, a little bit down the line, Selke votes for that performance, and it was advanced stats and analytics were really good. But this past year, he played in just 59 games. He had 6 goals, 12 assists, and 18 points, was a -8, and played 1347 of ice time on the season. I think there's more offense there. Is he going to be a 20-goal scorer? That may be a lofty projection by me. Maybe a guy like Noah Cates, even as a winger, can top off around 16, 18 goals a season. But clearly nowhere near the 20 that my bold prediction have. I was a little too bullish on that part of it with Noah Cates. The second one I'll get to is Morgan Frost. He had a really good second half last year, led the team in points. Then he got off to a kind of a scruffy start to this season. I predicted that Morgan Frost would finish the year with 60 or 60-plus points. He finished with 41. He missed 11 games, played 71 of the 82. He had 13 goals, 28 assists, and 41 points. So he was only 19 shy of the number that I predicted. For Morgan Frost to get to that number, and I think he can get to that number of 60, I think he needs to score about 18 to 20 goals. And when he's got some real finishers on a line with him consistently, one of the things we talked about with Bill on Monday's episode was those combinations of chemistry. That's one of the things I feel like we didn't gain this year. We didn't find a couple of combinations of pure chemistry with a couple of forwards. Kind of like we did for years with Jake Voracek and Claude Giroux, and then that third guy would kind of come in and out. We haven't found that out yet. I think with Morgan Frost, if Morgan Frost can develop that chemistry with somebody, and in particular a shooter that has got a high shooting percentage and can read the game the way that he reads it and get to those spots where he can get you the puck, I think he can be a 60-point guy. I really do. He's been too inconsistent to be that yet in his career, and that's his cross to bear. I think he's got to get more consistent. He's got to get off to a better start. He's got to produce more early in a season and then have it carry. That'll be the big thing and one of the question marks going into next year. But again, I'm a little too bullish on Morgan Frost this year. I thought last year that would allow him to hit the ground running this year. It didn't. He found himself in and out of the lineup, and once he went into John Tortorella and kind of gave his position, I think that they came to an understanding, and I thought he played well again. I thought he had some really incredible moments this year of play. You saw the passing. I mean, the between-the-legs goal was great. Probably not the goal of the year for the Flyers. That's still the typical goal for me. But a couple of just unbelievable sauce passes to break guys up the ice. The talent's there. He can be a 60-point player, but now it's incumbent upon him to grab that as the consistency part of the equation. One more we'll get to in this episode is I predicted that Cam York would lead the Flyers in average time on ice. Now, I was close on this one. He didn't lead them in average time on ice. That ended up being Travis Sanheim, who played 23 minutes and 48 seconds average per game this season in the 81 games that he played. Cam York was number 2 at 22:37. So a minute and 11 seconds less of average time on ice. Cam York did play in all 82 games, finished with 30 points, and in the second half of the season, if you just did the average time on ice from game 42 to 82, Cam York would have edged out Travis Sanheim. But it is the total season, and Sanheim played a ton of minutes in the beginning of the year, and York wasn't playing quite as much. Sanheim was on the power play and on the penalty kill, and was playing some nights over 28 minutes a night. But Cam York was right there. I think Cam York will be the ATOI average time on ice leader next year. I think he's proven that he can handle that. The way that he manages his energy in game and game to game, I think is one of those unique skills that you need from some of the guys on your blue line. And I think that Cam York has that. So while he didn't lead the team in average time on ice, he was number 2 on the team in average time on ice. And I think that that's going to be one that maybe I'll make a bold prediction next year that he will achieve the average time on ice leader of this Philadelphia Flyers team. We'll see. We'll get to a couple more of these coming up in Friday's episode, including ones on the power play, Travis Konechny, Joel Farabee, and overall. But let's now get to our Flyers Exit Day interview series. Had a chance, as the Flyers ended their season on Exit Day, to catch up with the captain. Really kind of up and down year, but the good news is that Sean Couturier, for the most part, played hockey all season. Here's my conversation with Flyers captain Sean Couturier. It's Flyers Exit Day and Flyers Daily, and we're with Flyers captain Sean Couturier. Sometimes I forget that you were even named captain. Like, it's weird to refer to you that way because it's just been a whirlwind of a season. What's it like now that it's over? It ends at game 82, kind of just slams you like a 2x4 in the head.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's better than it ending.
Especially
like
being
early
here
March,
with you here, quick turnaround, not even 24 hours
Yeah.
after the loss. But yeah, it's a tough one because I think we really believed in our chance in our group, especially a couple of weeks ago. We're in a great position, and we just couldn't get it done. So we fought hard till the end, no matter what. We didn't quit, and still had some belief even with the little odds that had left with us, and we put on a good fight till the end. Just came short.
Coots, I know there's points of the season and some circumstance that you don't like, but the fact that you played game 1 of this season, you played game 82 of this season after missing 21 months, you've got to feel good about that part of it, knowing that your body can handle the rigors.
Yeah, I think so. Well, especially the back. The back is good. And,
you're gonna get dinged up no matter what.
Good. Yeah. I got a little nicked up here and there throughout the year, but it's.
If you didn't get nicked up during the year, it's not
good,
playing
especially
the right way.
Especially after what I went through. The 2 surgeries, a year and a half plus of missing time. It was tough. So
uncertainty in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of doubts from the outside, from even people close to me. Even myself at times. You question yourself if I'd ever be able to come back at playing, not only playing, but being at the level I was. And I thought early in the year I kind of showed that. Obviously, really disappointing in my second half of the year, the way it went. But I think it's on the positive side, if there is any at this time, which is tough to say, but. I got to build off the first 30, 40 games that, were pretty good for me.
I mean, missing 21 months, it's a long, long time. And like you said, there's moments of self-doubt in there as well. What do you do to separate the disappointment of not moving on this year, but use it in the proper way for next year, both for you and as a leader of the group, kind of the message to the young guys as well? Like this is an important summer for the organization.
Yeah, I think use it as motivation. Obviously, it's a tough feeling right now.
Is it as tough as that thing they're doing on the ice right now behind us?
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta there's that saying where you gotta learn how to lose before winning, and maybe that's what it is right now. But it's I feel it's too early to really express what really went on and all that stuff. It's just tough overall right now.
Need more time to process.
Yeah.
One of the things that was clear as day to me till that final minute of the last game is that the locker room never turned on each other. You're the captain. You're the steward of that room. You haven't changed the way that you lead, but that room staying together the way they did through that tough stretch of games through the gauntlet and everything else, that's got to be something that you guys are proud of and that you need to duplicate.
Yeah, definitely. I think we had, we built something special since day one of camp with the group that we had, even, including the call-ups and whoever came into the team. I think we had a great bunch of guys that got along and played for one another. And like you said, that's one thing that never really happen, or no one really kind of went on their own and started playing their own way or whatever. It was always about the team and playing it the right way and playing for one another. Really, no one was really above anyone, and I think we proved that we can, that can lead you to some special things.
It's going to take the group to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
Last thing for you, how different is this summer going to be from last summer? Not only the kids a year older and all that, but you're coming off a season. You weren't coming off a season last year. You're coming off almost 2 lost seasons. How much different is it mentally for you this summer than it was last summer?
Well, I think I know, even through the ups, the downs of this year, especially, like I said, the way I finished the year, disappointing, but I think I can learn from that and go into the off season and actually know what I got to work on, what I got to be better at, to get back to the level I want to be at and that people expect me to be at. That the last 2 years there was questions and doubts, and even last year, even if I was healthy, if I was healthy going into the summer, you're still kind of questioning the pace of the game, the execution, game changes every year pretty much, and I feel I know a little more what to expect coming into next year, which I think will help me.
Yeah, your anticipatory play to me and your hockey IQ is something that's going to carry you. I think it's just elite. So I appreciate it. Enjoy the summer with your family. I know they're incredibly important to you and have been there for you through this whole thing. But thanks for doing this. Great to see you back out there this year, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Catch up with Flyers Captain Sean Couturier, and the fact that he made it through the season. I like how he was quick to correct me that he can handle the rigors of an NHL season. Even though he was banged up, it wasn't the back that bothered him at all this year. Every player in the NHL, when you play that much hockey, with as physical as this league is and as many games as you have in condensed schedule, there's going to be things that they're dealing with year in and year out. The good news for Sean Couturier is that none of the things that he dealt with were the area that kept him out for 21 months, the back. So that's good news. Really important offseason for Coots as well. So we'll see how he can respond next year with a summer of training, and a summer coming off a season, not a summer trying to get back in and getting your body ready. And the other interesting thing that I thought he said was seeing how the game had changed in the time that he was out, because the game just continues to evolve. And being able to get back out there, he even said it was different than when he left it in December, 21 months prior to the start of last season. So I thought that was interesting as well. All right, one last thing in this episode. We have been featuring local businesses as part of Small Business Week for the Flyers Hometown Assist, brought to you by Wells Fargo. And we have our last award winner in this episode. So here's my conversation with the people from Mango Tree, our latest winner in the Flyers Hometown Assist. Welcome to Flyers Daily, and it is Small Business Week, National Small Business Week, and this program is the Flyers Hometown Assist, which is great because it's featuring local companies, and that they're going to receive $100,000 in marketing assets to promote their small business as part of their prize of being a part of the Flyers Hometown Assist presented by Wells Fargo. And the company we're featuring today is Mango Tree. And this is, I think it's so interesting. And to join us to talk about that is Dr. Noel Ramirez, and talk about what exactly they do and how this benefits, this program benefits them. First of all, Doc, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm thrilled to be here.
This is really cool. How did you guys get involved in this program and come in this partnership with the Flyers and the Hometown Assist?
Yeah, we're really lucky to have been connected with the diverse chambers of commerce, which includes IBA, the LGBTQ group, the Asian American Chamber of Commerce, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, African American Chamber of Commerce. And there was just an announcement through this network of the diverse chambers of commerce about this Hometown Assist program. And we applied, and here we are.
When you apply for something like that, you go, okay, we're going to apply for it, but we probably won't get selected, right? And now you're selected and you're a part of it, and here we are.
Total surprise. It's a total surprise.
It's great. That's very cool, though. And local companies and the Hometown Assist, it's just such a great program. And the diversity factor that you brought up, I think, is something that's really important. And what you guys do at Mango Tree Counseling and Consulting, I think, is really interesting and very important because you guys focus on a specific subset for mental health and those kind of things. Tell people exactly kind of how the company started and what it is you guys do.
Yeah, so Mango Tree Counseling and Consulting, we are a Philly-based group mental health practice that focuses on the unique needs of Asian American Pacific Islander communities and mental health. AAPI folks are the one ethnic group that are least likely to access mental health, but also present with the highest amount of mental health needs sometimes, and also the lowest representation in the mental health industry as professionals. And so we're really trying to, address some health disparities and really create more pipeline for folks to be a part of the industry and address some of these mental health concerns.
Doc, I would imagine that, I'm not an expert, but I'm going to ask you, I would imagine that, having that specialty and a comfortability, easy for me to say, is a big part of it because, mental health work is very personal to people, but to have that comfortability and specialty with the AAPI is something that's, I'm sure, a lot of people really appreciate.
Yeah, it's a lot of folks are coming to us because they're seeking understanding in an industry that where they sometimes feel misunderstood. We also have 6 different Asian languages, so we're able to really engage with the family members of many of our patients, and all of our clinicians identify as Asian American Pacific Islander, and so we have a lived experience of kind of navigating our racial and ethnic identity with mental health. And so there's a lot of interesting sort of ways that we're trying to figure it out. But again, we wouldn't be here. We started in 2020, and actually, what was the sort of beginning of our the birthing process of Mango Tree was actually a group called Rise Up Philadelphia. It was for entrepreneurs of color, and we won this huge grant to start it. So again, shout out to Thomas Jefferson University and the city of Philadelphia and Comcast for providing us with that support 4 years ago. And we're just really, again, we're community based, and we wouldn't be here without the communities that we're involved in.
I would imagine that you mentioned that you guys were kind of birthed in 2020, coming through the pandemic and out of the pandemic. There is a strong need for mental health awareness and mental health support.
Yeah, and during that time also, with everything that was going on with COVID, there was this significant rise in violence against AAPI folks. I mean, there has always been violence against AAPI folks, but it was being documented and shown. And so that was another sort of reason why we started, was we saw our communities really struggling. And the folks that I was referring from my private practice as a solopreneur, everyone was booked, and that was a systems issue. So I wanted to make sure that we could come up with a solution to address that.
When you look at the situation that's going on now, and you being able to offer 6 different languages, again, it goes back to comfortability, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's comfortability, it's access, it's also creating a
Shared
new
experience.
shared experience, affinity. I think a lot of people are craving understanding of how to integrate their identities, and what better place to do it than Philadelphia, the sort of birthplace of the US, and where lots of integration has happened. And so we're really just so thrilled to be a part of this group. And also we're hyper local, so like we're really involved in Philadelphia, but we also work with folks throughout the state of Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
People can get a lot of your information on your website, mangotreecc.com.
Mhm.
You guys also do telehealth, and
Yes.
you do have brick and mortar, a physical site as well. Tell people
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah, we have a brick and mortar location located at 11th and Chestnut. And yeah, you can also find us on Instagram, mangotree.counseling. And it's another place where we communicate with folks. And we also have free virtual and community seminars, and have different partnerships throughout the city.
How's the kind of program, the Hometown Assist, kind of benefited you guys? Is it about getting that awareness out there that people there is help, and it you guys are one of those people that are reaching out a hand?
Yeah, the Hometown Assist program, again, was many channels as possible to um, sort of talk about the importance of culturally centered mental health. And who doesn't love Gritty and the Flyers? That's like what's also like we really are very Philadelphia, like hyper local Philadelphia folks. And it's been just a huge win for us as an organization to talk about something that's not only stigmatized, but also something that folks need to hear about. And how do we engage a community that, again, statistically is not likely to access mental health, is having as many channels as possible. So the Hometown Assist program has really helped us with our mission to address this health disparity.
I love that you guys are local and you're doing great work in the local community. To me, that means everything. And to me, that's what the Flyers Hometown Assist is all about, is good local people doing good things for local people to make our community better. Again, you can visit their website at mangotreecc.com. And it's the Flyers Hometown Assist. Small Business Week is coming up at the end of the month, and it's all presented by Wells Fargo. Dr. Noel Ramirez, thanks for doing this. Best of luck. Thanks for the work that you do. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks to Mango Tree and all the small business winners for the Flyers Hometown Assist, brought to you by Wells Fargo. We'll be back Friday. It'll be another brand new Flyers Daily.